I have an enormous amount of love for her. And I want to see her succeed. And I want to see her find love again. I take accountability for my role. But what I needed at the time, because I was running 100 miles an hour, and I was so much of a strong support structure for her.
Hey everyone, it's your favorite gossip girl back with some juicy news. There was a time when Kevin Hunter was rolling in cash, quite literally. But all hell broke loose when his baby mama allegedly dumped him. Sharina Hunter just can't deal with Kevin's antics anymore, and she's leaving him pretty broke, so Kevin is learning all the lessons the hard way. However, he's not the one to let anything remotely controversial go by, so he's addressing all the rumors of going broke and if he actually wants to get back together with Sharina. So, let's get into it and find out what the tea is all about.
I'm not at liberty to talk about what's going on with her Wells Fargo situation. I'm not as embroiled. What I will say is that there were an inordinate amount of people that took advantage of my absence, and her vulnerability at the time that she allowed.
This whole new controversy has been swirling around the internet and it's causing a whole lot of rumors. Sharina and Kevin were a recipe for disaster from the very beginning, and no one thought they would last this long. But word around the block is that they've finally broken things off, and Sharina has left Kevin without much money. It does feel like karma is at play here, although the shocking part is that after making things work for 16 long years, they're breaking up now after having kids. It does feel like Wendy is finally getting her much-needed revenge. If you recall, Kevin met Sharina back in 2007, and at that time, he was still very much married to Wendy. Kevin even had a child with her, and even this didn't stop him from allegedly cheating on Wendy. He was reportedly spotted with Sharina multiple times, even when he was still married to Wendy, and this made people very disgusted. But the worst part was, he was spending Wendy's money all this while to go on lavish vacations and gift extravagant things to his girlfriend. Kevin even spent Wendy's money to finance Sharina's very expensive study to be a massage therapist. Although this career soon went down the drain and she couldn't continue. In the coming years, Sharina was constantly changing fields and picking all different sorts of career paths for herself because she didn't have to worry about money. It was as if she had a sugar daddy who was spending all his wife's money on her. He even opened her a business in South Carolina, but it didn't end well either, but Kevin kept investing money in different businesses just to keep Sharina happy. If you're wondering why Wendy didn't go broke after all this, just know that she was loaded and her husband knew all about it. Kevin kept investing in Sharina's businesses, and when she wanted to be a realtor, he even paid to get all sorts of certifications. But she couldn't crack the code in real estate either. By then, Kevin should have taken the hint that Sharina just isn't cut out to be an entrepreneur, but he continued to invest on her business ideas. He went on to invest in a vegan company that she came up with, and around the same time, he also bought her a house that was around $1 million. This was all while he reportedly was still married to Wendy. And guess what? The house wasn't far from where Wendy and Kevin lived, so they were basically in the same neighborhood. Although Kevin was also making some money being a producer, he still couldn't support his lavish lifestyle, and that's why he mostly spent Wendy's money on Sharina and her business ventures. The worst part of this situation is that according to some reports, Wendy knew that Kevin has a side chick all along. Wendy went through all this cheating and manipulation, and she just demanded one thing from Kevin, and it was that he can't have a baby with Sharina. It was her only condition for letting Kevin spend all her money on his girlfriend. But Kevin didn't care about it at all, and he thought Wendy was bluffing. So when things started getting serious between him and Sharina, they decided to have a baby, and as soon as the baby girl was born, Wendy knew that she had to let go of him. She immediately filed for divorce and was devastated after having to put up with so much. But it was pay-up time for Kevin, as when he decided to leave his infamous show and management positions, Wendy asked him not to. She had other sinister plans, and Kevin finally met his match when Wendy later got him fired from the management position and from the show. If he would have left the show on his own, it would have probably helped his career, but getting fired pretty much wrecked his career, and this wasn't even half as bad as what he did to Wendy. All this hit Kevin where it hurts, and as soon as the divorce was finalized, Kevin proposed to Sharina and she said yes. He actually got her a ring worth $80,000, and she was flaunting it all over her socials. And guess what? Kevin allegedly didn't pay for this ring from his own money either. He was actually getting alimony from Wendy, which was enough to still finance his extravagant lifestyle. But Kevin thought that he's going to live off of alimony payments forever, and that wasn't going to happen. Soon, Wendy got really sick and she started being absent from the show. It was having a negative impact on the ratings, so they canceled the show and Wendy lost her most stable income source. As a result, she didn't have enough money to still pay for alimony, and Kevin and Sharina were left with nothing. Kevin didn't have any remorse for his actions, and he didn't even care what Wendy was going through. As soon as his payments stopped coming, he gave an interview and said that Wendy isn't paying him the money he deserves, and she didn't even give him any warning before stopping the payments. And wait until you hear where Wendy was during this interview. Well, she was in rehab. She wasn't in a condition to keep paying them and get expensive medical treatments too. But all Kevin reportedly cared about was the money he was getting from her. He also said in the interview that he feels bad for Wendy's condition, but then he went on demanding more money from her.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it.
Kevin also accused Wendy's guardianship for using her and taking her money, but that's what Kevin has been doing all along, and if Wendy didn't file for divorce, she would have been bankrupt by now. Some reports surfaced after this interview that revealed how Kevin is pretty broke and doesn't even have enough money to pay for his car insurance or his mortgage. He then revealed that he hasn't paid bills because he's not getting any payments from Wendy. If this wasn't humiliating enough, he even said that he's reportedly buying regular stuff like groceries from his credit card. Kevin continued to demand that Wendy should pay her, but it was soon revealed that she doesn't really have to. The agreement they signed was only limited to the time while Kevin was still a part of the show, and if his contract wasn't renewed, Wendy won't have to pay him any alimony. She snuck in this clause in the agreement without Kevin knowing, and he signed it, thinking that he was going to live off of Wendy's money all his life. And the fun part is that Kevin even filed a lawsuit against Wendy and tried to sue her for not paying him alimony, but there really was no case as the agreement was signed by Kevin himself and there was nothing he could do. He even hired pretty expensive lawyers, thinking that they'll help him get the money back, but as a result, he was left with no money to even pay the lawyers. As soon as Kevin went broke, reports started circulating that Sharina was breaking up with him. Kevin left a perfect family and a very comfortable life for Sharina, and now she's about to leave him because he just can't keep up with her very expensive lifestyle. People who say that Sharina always treated Kevin like a sugar daddy were right on money because once he had no money, Sharina reportedly started distancing herself from him. Reports are also surfacing around Sharina leaving Kevin and moving back in with her mother. This has got to hurt Kevin a lot, and people are pointing out that it's actually karma that's making Kevin pay. He still hasn't been married to Sharina, and they're probably going to call the wedding off pretty soon. Besides, Kevin has a baby with Sharina, and she'll probably take legal help to make him pay for child support. People on the internet already knew that this was going to happen, and only Kevin was clueless enough to leave someone like Wendy and go for Sharina, but all that shines isn't gold, and as soon as the money stopped flowing, Sharina allegedly left Kevin. So what do you think Kevin Hunter will do next? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay on top of all the celebrity gossip. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, and thanks for watching.